hasn't picked it up yet, I don't think. Let's have a look. That one. Oh, there it is. Fantastic. All good to go. Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the final round of the PS4 Tier 2 Pacific Series here on Race Spec Esports, round 19 of 19, and it's here at the Yas Marina circuit here in Abu Dhabi. This 5.55 kilometer 21 turn racetrack is the worst designed circuit ever. It's almost as if Tilka got a checklist of all the worst parts of every racetrack ever and then decided to make this thing. It honestly feels like that. It's a $1 billion waste of time, as I like to think of it. This was supposed to be his holy grail of racetracks, and this is what we get. A racetrack that has provided nothing in real world racing, but at least in the virtual world it has the odd occasion where we see some pretty entertaining racing, more so in the side of action, drama and crashes rather than through pure racing. But some of the key corners around this circuit that we have to look out for, obviously turns 8 and 11 after they come immediately after DRS zones. They are pretty much the only overtaking spots on the racetrack. Everywhere else it's pretty much follow the leader kind of stuff. So definitely those two areas are where we have to look out for overtaking. For the rest of the circuit, turn 4, if anyone watching this has watched Tier 3, it's quite an easy place to lose your car, to spin out into one of the tyre barriers lining the racetrack, so you have to be very, very careful through there. And of course the tight and technical third sector, which can catch you out in regards to track extending, so in qualifying drivers have to look out for that. But for the first time out of the 19 rounds that we've had, I actually have a buddy in the comm box for tonight's race for the first time ever. OP Magic, it's a pleasure to have you alongside me for tonight's race. It's a bit interesting to see you here in the commentary box rather than on the racetrack, but it's a pleasure regardless to have you here.
Yes, indeed. It's a big pleasure to be with you. And first most, I thought it would be a good idea to do a commentary tonight, as I secured everything last week, so I thought it would be a good idea to improve each area of the skill outside of racing.
But you've had a superb season, I must say. 5 victories next to your credit, second in the championship, in the Drivers' Championship, and you've also secured second for Haas in the Constructors' Championship. You must feel fairly proud with how your season has gone.
Yeah, indeed. I'm very happy with the season, how it went. But at the same time, to be honest, it could have been better at the same time, Smeggy.
Yeah.
However, despite that, I'm still happy, especially with my second half season performance. It's been a complete turnaround.
Yeah, 2 wins on the trot from Mexico and Brazil. Some good battles with G-Force Dre as well, who's not here. Could have a fairly interesting battle for who takes the top spot in tonight's race as well. Out of that list of drivers you see there, OP, seeing as you've competed against these guys throughout this entire season, who do you think is best placed to take victory here in Abu Dhabi?
I would like to go, well, to be honest, I would be very biased and say my teammate, to be honest. But yes, I think Hog does have a chance, but also this drivers like Harass and Kiwi, Almond as well, he's really informed as the last couple of races now, so it's very tough to say, Smeggy, but if I go pick one tonight, I think I've got to go for my teammate.
That's a very safe answer, and I respect that answer fully. We'll just clear it out of the way. Now, it's definitely not going to be banana cake pie. Let's just get that out of the way right now. But we're in qualifying right now. Now, OP, you are substantially quicker than what I am. You have substantially more skill in regards to driving than what I will ever have. What does it take to be quick around here at Yas Marina? Now, I'm guessing it isn't your favourite circuit, because if it is, you'll probably be racing out there for tonight's race. But what does it take to be quick?
Well, to be honest, actually, I don't mind this track. I don't mind racing it, but yeah, the answer is I do like this track actually.
Okay.
Not in real life, to be honest, but in the game it's pretty fun, to be honest.
Fair enough.
But yeah, to be very successful around here, it's really about momentum around here, and really setting yourself up pretty much every corner, really, because it's really crucial, especially if you look at every corners, especially 62, like going to 9 and 10, you really got to set yourself up at turn 10 for the exit, and same with 11, 12, and 13, really. So
okay.
It's more about setting yourself up every 2 corners ahead of you, really. And
planning ahead.
Pretty much.
Okay, that's very fair. And the corners do come at you thick and fast, particularly in the third sector, so you do have to indeed think 2 or 3 corners ahead. But I don't have enough skill to do that. I have to concentrate on what's in front of me right now. Otherwise, I'm probably going to hit something. So, that's it. Anyway, banter out of the way. We've got 12 minutes left in quali. At the moment, the top time is a 1 minute 34.1. Now, I'm guessing, just a little hunch, that it isn't going to be raining for tonight's race, so we don't have to worry about that. We could probably talk about strategy just before we hit the pointing end of qualifying. Seeing as you're not racing, could you give us a bit of an insider's view on what you would have done in this race? What kind of strategy you would have gone with?
To be honest, if I was very cocky tonight, I would have gone for the mediums. Okay,
straight away.
Yeah, but at the same time, because the playing field is so tight, I would have to go to the soft tyres, to be honest. But but looking in the race at your guys at tier 3, look at that mid tyre doesn't really work well at the start of the race. Doesn't really play into your hands until the second half of the tyre life cycle, really. So, to be very honest, I reckon soft tyre would be the best way to go. Just really for qualified position around here. So, and
in regards to pit stops, what would you prefer, a 1-stop or a 2-stop strategy for this racetrack?
Definitely a 2 pit stop here. 1 pit stop is it can work, but you need to really work really well on the worn tyres around here. So so really it's all about have a consistent feel on as the tyre where it kicks in, really. So I don't see the 1 pit stop works around here, to be honest. More towards a 2 pit stop is going to work much better here.
Well, there we go.
But at the same time, 1 pit stop could work here. It depends what kind of situation are you in, really. To be honest.
And the somewhat nicer thing about this racetrack is it is a bit flexible when it comes to strategy, as your words, Mr. OP Magic, are coming true. F1 Hawk straight to the top of the table with a 1 minute 6. He's about 3/10 clear of Grim Reaper, the Williams driver, in second place. That's a fine lap time from F1 Hawk. The man in 15th at the moment, I reckon, just might challenge that Season 2 Tier 2 champion Harass. It was a bit of an awkward race for him last season. He did win the championship, but there was a bit of a hiccup with a safety car restart that almost retired his car. He had a massive moment at turn 4, but luckily he was able to score enough points to win the championship, beating Kickbutt Kiwi, I believe, at the time. With 8.5-ish minutes left in the session, We're starting to get towards the pointy end. Drivers will have about 2 flying laps up their sleeve if they manage it well. But I think Banana Cake Pie made a perfect comment about this racetrack. I'd rather fight 43 bears than race around this racetrack. I completely agree. I feel like if your setup is wrong around here, the car just feels horrible. Your car setup really does need to be on point. And like for the tier 3 race I run 3.8 wings, and which was nice, particularly through the first sector, through these high speed S's. It was really nice to go through, but you lose so much straight line speed. You become incredibly vulnerable on the straights, particularly to those guys who have DRS on you. So drivers...
Yeah, very true, but this track is really compromised if you want to run slightly high downforce or slightly lower downforce. But traction is really key as well, so if you're running that little extra wing will benefit a lot for the, maybe not qualify, but definitely for the race itself as well. Yeah, you don't want the car very oversteer around here. You want, like you said, very balanced, but also a little bit understeer as well. You don't really want to work the rear tyre too hard around here.
It's very true. I noticed, I think from the tyre wear that I had with my setup, I think it was the front right, or maybe it was the rear right that copped the most around this track. I think it was the front, I can't quite remember. But it was definitely something I had to deal with in my race, was how the tyre wear seriously affected the car. And it seems to be quite noticeable very, very quickly as well. And I also noticed that an opening lap on the soft tyre, it's not too bad when you get off the grid, but after a few laps it really deteriorates in how much grip you have in it. So of course drivers will have to worry about that as well for the race. But Harask just set a 33.9. So 2 drivers in the 33s. The Rock is just out, a 1 minute 34 flat. So we got some competition here.
Ooh, and Stone Tower P3, very nice lap.
There we go, with a 34 flat as well. He's 9 thousandths of a second quicker than the Rock, so very, very close between those two. And we have enough time left in the session for at least one more flying lap. A couple of yellow flags on the racetrack. Who's that?
I presume, I don't know who that was, maybe Banana Cake.
From the looks of things, it's actually his teammate Edmund who was just letting him by. Banana on a flying lap coming around the final 2 corners of 20 and 21. 4th gear, 3rd gear, using that TCIC across the line and does a 1 minute 35 dead. There we go.
A bit more from Banana Cake, to be honest.
Well, in fairness, he's only 1.2 seconds off the pace of F1 Hawk, so it's
very true.
He's not a million miles off. He's just about a mile or so off at the moment. So,
yeah. Well, the thing as well, this track is a bit spread out, not like Brazil last week as well. That was very honest last week. That was very tight to qualify. And the race at the start.
Oh, it's brilliant around Brazil. I find it one of the more competitive qualifying sessions on the entire calendar. It and probably Austria are the 2 closest ones in terms of field spread. But to see the field spread like this around a racetrack that's 5.5 kilometers long with 21 corners, it's pretty impressive, I must say. The entire field separated by no greater than 1.5 seconds. So that's not bad at all, fellas. Everyone in here is fairly competitive.
It will be, but the race will be fairly spread out, to be honest. It's all about, it's got the really momentum, more quality set up here as well.
It appears that... Oh, Kickbutt Kiwi's on a flying lap. I was trying to find someone on a flyer, and it's Kickbutt Kiwi who's on one. Coming through turns 8 and 9, then into turn 10, this flat-out left-hander. He doesn't stick to the left-hand side. I tend to just stick to the left-hand side through here, just to minimise distance. Into turn 11, and turns 12 and 13, using the curbs. Then through turn 14, has to get a good exit out of here, maximise the straight line speed through 15, 16, then into the awkward right-hander of 17. As Prezzo decides to retire from the session.
Too deep there.
Yeah, I noticed that. He was very, very deep. He would have... Oh, he was deep there too!
Jesus, that was way... He was really gone a bit too deep there. And then the car didn't want to turn in. Pretty much give up afterwards. But
very lucky that the car didn't retire itself. I have seen that, particularly at that wall, where...
I've been through that wall one or twice before. It's really surprised it caught you out through there as well sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. Exit, so it kind of puts you off just a little bit, especially if you're pushing the limits around turn 19 rather. So you do have to be a little bit careful of that wall. I have seen big accidents through here, so drivers do need to be a bit careful of that wall in particular. That wall right there. And now with 2 minutes left in the session, drivers on their final out laps, preparing for their final flying laps. The first driver to set theirs is Greedy V2 in the Alfa Romeo. Unfortunately, Curving Texas couldn't be with us for tonight's race. An unfortunate set of circumstances really hindered his race in Brazil, where a retired car blocked the pit lane, and I guess that dampened his spirits somewhat towards this game. I mean, that's very fair, I must say.
Very unfortunate for Curving. That was just, because he looked like he had the pace to win that race easily.
And also with the alternate strategy as well, he would have been lightning quick on those soft tyres. And I believe, from what he said, he was going to come out at about P4, I believe. So he was really on course for a good result, at the very least. But unfortunately, the game just sort of... It had other ideas for Mr. Texas. So...
Very much... Who is ever involved with Prix, they always get involved with something.
Oh, as Jokanimo has joined us, so we'll have 16 for tonight's race. Nice. But I think Blocky Rex on a flyer, he's the second on a flying lap. His teammate invalidated at the chicane of turns 5 and 6. Blocky heading towards the second sector split. He is down on his time, but hopefully he can make up a little bit of time in the third sector.
That was very scruffy, turn 14. Didn't really hug it properly through there.
Let's see what the Kiwi can do. Coming around turn 17, very deep.
Too deep.
That was exactly what Kiwi did, but worse, I must say. He doesn't make the same mistake here, though. Very nice line, but let's have a look. Yeah, he seems satisfied with P2, I suppose. Greedy's retired in the pit lane as well. Blocky crosses the line. Does improve by 2.5 tenths. He jumps to 7th place. Not a bad time, not a bad recovery, but you could only imagine what kind of time he could have produced if he didn't make that mistake. Benny MC on a flyer. Grim Reaper on a flyer as well. Who's that? Is that Dermy in the third sector? It is. Oh, and he invalidates. Oh dear. He was up by 7 tenths.
Oh really? Wow.
Yeah.
Hulk improved a little bit in the first sector. Also, Stone Tail 16.8, that's really good first sector. Also, Hulk matched it as well. They pretty much both matched it. By 10 milliseconds, the difference.
Oh, Edmonds, hello.
Whoa, what a
Reaper
lap.
jumps up to third place as well. That's a fine lap time from the Renault driver. 33.672 he has done. So F1 Hawk's in the second sector. Where's Prezzo? He's also in the second sector. The Rock, he's out. So he was
2 tenths on Hawk second sector. What a second sector he had.
Considering it's pretty much all straight lines through there, that's a pretty solid improvement.
Stone Tower as well. He improved by 2 tenths as well. So we just get the lap all together. Oh, very deep there. Too much time. Benny.
Hello. Oh, and that's an invalidation for F1 Hawk at turn 19 of all corners. So can the Stone Towel do anything? Around the final corner, he's wide. That's an invalidation. He cannot improve. What was his time going to be? 1 minute 33.9. He was going to improve.
Oh,
Kick butt.
Oh, what a that's a very good lap.
1 minute 33.870. Not a bad lap time at all, and he's on the second row.
Pod would have got pole with that if he didn't invalidate it, because it was 2.5 tenths in the second sector.
That's all it takes. Just one tiny mistake, and he'll be starting on the second row, which isn't bad. Just could have been a little bit better. But
Indeed. What a lap from Elman though. And Benny.
Absolutely.
Big credit to Benny as well, especially. That's a superb lap.
Well, that's a bit of a different front row for you for Tier 2. Edmund on pole position with a 1 minute 33.672. Benny MC in second place with a 133.763. Very, very close. Less than a tenth of a second separating the top two. We'll just be waiting on Jerkanimo to cross the start-finish line, and that will end qualifying here at Abu Dhabi. No. Is he allowed to set a flying lap, is he?
He is. He's doing a flying lap right now.
Interesting. I didn't think you could do that.
That's pretty bizarre, but anyway, he's
I
on his lap now.
think, though, if I remember correctly, he will most likely start from the back anyway. Because I did a similar thing at Circuit Paul Ricard in Tier 3, where I qualified... Oh, there we go.
Oh, there we go. It's all sorted.
Oh, the timer ran out, of course. So he wouldn't have been able to set a lap time anyway.
But
Fair enough. But there we go. The results from qualifying here at Abu Dhabi. It is Edmund on pole position, a fine lap time, with Benny MC in second place, F1 Hawk in third, Kickbutt Kiwi in fourth, Grim Reaper in fifth, Harass in sixth, The Stone Towel in seventh, The Rock in eighth, Roscoe Arm in ninth, and Blocky Rex rounding out the top 10. 6 tenths separating the top 10, incredibly close, with Banana in 11th, Sir L in 12th, Breno in 13th, Greedy in 14th, Dermy in 15th, and Jerkanimo rounding out the grid. 1.6 seconds separating the field, and Dermy was on for a better lap time. So this field, very, very competitive for tonight's race. I'm actually looking forward to this one, and I don't look forward to many Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. So this is a bit of a different change.
it will be opposite to the real life Smith Maggie, so
Oh my word.
But the main thing for me was at least Hamilton to win that race, or Mercedes.
It was going to be difficult for Hamilton to win, as he was recovering from COVID, so...
True. Oh, generally just the Mercedes itself just didn't look like they had the pace, really.
That's very true. There was a report that said that they did turn out the engines a little bit to preserve, I think it was the MG UK, as it was quite a bit worn. But still, Max absolutely nailed that race, and it seemed that Albon conserved his tyres well enough that they were fresh enough to attack Hamilton right at the end. And I think he only finished about 1.5 seconds behind Lewis in the end, so it was a fine performance from both Red Bull drivers, really.
Yeah, really good. But yeah, everyone, if he qualified a bit better, if he could have put all together, like top 3, he would have finished on the podium.
Oh, absolutely. But
what?
Yeah, to get 4th, where did that come from? From Lando Norris. That was a blistering lap from the Brit, and I guess that helped McLaren secure 3rd in the constructors. That's a long time since they've been in that sort of position. Go back to the years like 2016, 2017, when they were with Honda. They were easily the worst or second worst team on the grid. To be where they are now, it's quite a nice comeback.
Yeah, just fortunately Honda just came at the wrong time, really. I just felt it didn't prep well enough to just realise how complicated the engine really was.
And how far behind they were going to be initially. Like, we knew in the opening year, in 2015 when they joined, we knew that Honda were going to be a bit off the pace, especially to the Mercedes, but they didn't really make any solid improvements with
2016
McLaren.
they did, but 17, I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, they went seriously backwards. And then they joined with Toro Rosso at the time, had some solid results, and then obviously they joined up with Red Bull, and they've now got a few wins under their belt. So, and now they're leaving in 2022. So there you go.
Very, very unfortunate to leave as well.
The thing I find the most interesting about that is the fact that they signed a 10-year contract with McLaren in 2015. So they were prepared to go till 2025. Of course, COVID wasn't in their minds back then, but still. They had the plans to go on until mid-2020s, so that 2025-ish was when they were planning to do a new contract. So,
but unfortunate leaving, but hopefully Red Bull can some way still manage to get Honda in still.
It'd be very, very interesting to see how that all pans out with Honda.
Definitely they don't want to go back to Renault, because that was a...
No.
Renault has improved, but I feel Honda's just a bit better than Renault.
Now, the drivers have completed their formation lap. A little thing to note is that 4 drivers outside the top 10, Banana Cake Pie, Breno, Dermy and Giaconimo, are starting on the medium compound tyre. Greedy in 14th place is taking a bit of a gamble, starting on the hard compound. We'll see how that goes for him in this race.
That's not going to go well, to be honest. I'll tell you right now.
Well, let's see what happens, shall we? For the final time in this season, we have 5 red lights. And it's lights out, and away we go for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
What a start from... Oh.
Yeah, no, look at that start from Edmund. He leads into turn 1, and we have the lap 1 leaderboard glitch. All side-by-side action in midfield. 3-1. Oh, and spin! The Ferrari spin!
Dude, no.
Ironically, both Ferraris have spun. That is unbelievable. They are now 15th and 16th. The leaderboard is sorting itself out as they go through the first sector.
Coming inside. Keeper lost 2 places. That's very unusual. Oh, I see it from...
No one's got a penalty just yet. It's good to see. Giaconimo up 7 places from the start. A solid start from the McLaren driver.
As Green Reaper is holding off Harass. And this is very tight.
Coming out onto the back straight through turn 10. There's Kiwi just in behind. He's got it in overtake as well. So he wants to get past these two ASAP into turn 11. Harass has the inside. Oh, here comes Grim Reaper. Contact and spin! He spins round. Oh dear.
No.
Bit of lap 1 contact there. I wonder how the stewards would look at that. If there's any sort of investigation post-race. Oh dear, oh dear.
I think, to be honest, Grim should have pulled out. Harass was ahead of Grim by turn 12.
That's very true. And we must also remember the race isn't won on the first lap, so they need to take any sort of race-ending risk so early on. But a fantastic start from Edmund.
Really good start as well.
Absolutely nailed it off. Oh, hello. What's happened here? It's Giaconimo! He has spun at the final corner, and he drops down to last and resets the circuit. That is very nice. Gotta love that.
Not in the world for Grim though, he can still make up grounds. Still.
Here goes the leaders around.
He's pulling away from the rest of the field.
Yeah. They're doing a fantastic job out in front, just not getting into any sort of trouble early on. Got a 1.8 second margin to Harass, so they're doing a good job, but I wonder if Harass has got enough car speed to catch up.
Most important here is as well as penalties, because it is very easy to get penalty here. Especially at turn 12 and 13, and then 5, 6 and 7, 5 and 6, very easy to get penalty around here as well.
Absolutely. I reckon we're going to have a fight for the lead on the next lap. Side-by-side action of the chicane rather wisely. Perezzo pulls out of it. Oh, Giaconimo. Oh, dear. That's another spin.
You got to take it easy with the tyres now.
Absolutely.
Rear is going to be cooking like fried eggs right now, so be very careful.
Just needs to be gentle, bring it into the pit lane, get onto a new set of tyres and get going again.
Or just take it very easy with it and just keep going. And Hawk on the fast lap, he's really pushing on Almond at this stage.
Well, he's going to try and get past, I reckon, this lap. DRS is now enabled as it's lap 3 of 28 here at Yas Marina. He just needs to be patient here. He doesn't need to launch an attack just yet. Just get him by on the straight.
Keep us on the pressure on Horizon.
Oh, and that's Blocky, is it?
No,
oh, hang on, there's a couple of cars round, is there? Prezzo is another one, the Stone Towel. Oh dear.
And he's going for it. Is Hawk, he's ready. I'll overtake him. And he's got it. He's got the move done.
Fairly straight. Ooh, almost goes into the back of him. Does the Renault.
The question is, can he hold it for the second DRS? This is one.
Let's have a look. See. Now, if you're F1 Hawk, where do you position the car for this moment? Do you think he's got a big enough gap?
Oh, yeah, he got it. Alma didn't use the so he's just managing a little bit at this stage. But F1 Hawk doing really well so far. He's pulling away from Benny, so it looks like this could be a big dogfight between Alma and F1 Hawk at this stage of the race.
So Sir L is the first driver to get to penalty. He's made up 6 positions off the start. From 12th he's up into 6th. But he does have 3 seconds next to his name. Banana Cake Pie. Bit of drifting there around turn 17. Trying to keep onto the back of the Red Bull. Almost goes into the wall as well. He's really ringing that thing at the moment. F1 Hawk asserting his authority at the moment. Showing he is the quickest driver out there. Greedy. A 3-second time penalty next to his name.
Greedy's in the pit already. I jump started.
No, he's retiring. He's had enough. So
that's very unusual.
That's
and Hulk got the. I think he's got away with the DRS as well.
Yeah, look at that. Edmund with no DRS at all already.
Jeez, he really needs the DRS to keep up. Also, you have to use more ERS to. At this moment, Hulk is really killing it in the stage.
Well, it appears the only battle going on just now is Sorel JB and Banana Cake Pie. Banana, he has DRS, he's used a lot of ERS though.
Yeah,
so
that's not really good.
Yeah, to be on 6% already. Yeah, he's absolutely dumped it, hasn't he?
Yeah, that's going to be more difficult now from overtake Sir, but at this stage, the transition will start soon between being a bit quicker than the soft sectors. A lap or 2 time, really.
Grim Reaper exploring track limits at the exit of 14 as Blocky Rex gets a 3-second time penalty next to his name.
1.6 seconds, Jesus. I think that's a bit too early at this stage.
What is he going to do? Set of mediums? Most certainly are.
He is.
Comes out.
He'd be behind traffic though.
Oh, hang on. Prezzo. He spun at the final corner and Blocky's going into the pit lane. So maybe, just maybe, Benny doesn't have to worry about traffic here. And I reckon Prezzo's got a broken front wing as well. Let's have a look-see. Oh yes, he very much does have a broken front wing, so he'll have to come in and get that replaced on the next lap.
Very interesting. Benny is pitting really early. But I personally think the soft still's got a bit of life in it still for another lap or 2.
We'll see if it pays off for him. He does have clear air, which isn't too bad. But he needs to try and put the hammer down, try and get that undercut to work optimally. Try and make as much time as he can towards the top 2.
They fly not really gaining time on the top 2.
It'll be very interesting to see how his plan pans out. And I wonder if he's doing a soft, medium spin instead of a soft, medium, soft, which I think is probably the most preferred strategy out of the lot.
I think no, I prefer the soft medium to soft because soft doesn't wear too much in the end. So.
Oh, absolutely. When the car's nice and light, tyre wear does sort of get a bit better with the lighter car. Also, generally becomes nicer to drive as well. So, Stone Tower 3-second time penalty next to his name.
Benny is getting a bit now, under 23 seconds. Before it was 23 and a half. So he is getting a little bit, but not a lot at this stage.
At the moment,
he's got DRS on Kiwi. He's got no Earth to play with at this stage.
Yeah, he's dumped it, hasn't he? A few drivers dumping it very early on.
It's something you don't want to do. You want a bit left so you can overtake someone ahead of you. Harris is really struggling at this stage.
Yeah, you compare that to Kiwi, he's got 50% next to his name, so he's got a bit in reserve to play with. Harass, he just needs to be a bit less trigger happy when it comes to using the overtake button. Try and save up a little bit through here in particular. Meanwhile, we got a battle for 5th between Sorel, Banana and Breno. They are all separated by about 1 second. And behind them, the two Ferraris are scrapping it out, Roscoe Arm and The Rock. As they had their little spin on the first lap.
And so he's struggling with tyre wear now.
Oh, and Benny. 3 seconds.
Already? Oh, that's not going to help his cause.
Now he has to worry about that. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Now, he might get an undercut on the two he was battling with, but now he's got a lot more work to do with that 3-second time penalty.
Indeed. Now he's got trapped behind Gran as well.
Absolutely. Oh, that's right. Look at that. 1.3 seconds. So he now has to deal with Grim. And Grim has full rights to defend his position as well. He doesn't just have to give way. He is genuinely fighting for position. Oh, hello.
Benny's got to really try to take quickly as possible to make this work. At this moment, I think he pitted a bit too early at this stage.
So we just had a little scrap there for 5th place. Banana got by at turn 8, but then Sorel re-overtook Banana into turn 11.
And Benny got Grim as well.
So he's now into 10th place. And now he's got a bit of clear air to the rock that he can use. This appears to be the only genuine battle on the racetrack.
The pit right now.
Okay. What about Edmund? Shortly does he follow? No, he stays out.
So it's in the pit as well. The question is, where will he slot out though?
Let's see, Benny is coming around the final corner now.
He's on the soft again.
That's an interesting call from F1 Hawk. Oh, will he beat Benny out of the pits here? It's going to be close. There he is there. They're going to be... Oh! But Benny's going to get DRS coming down the straightaway heading towards turn 8. So this isn't over yet.
Perfect. Really just on time, but he's going to have the grip and traction in this Hawk at this stage. So.
And look at that exit. That he gets such a better exit on that fresher, softer tyre. And there's no way Benny could catch up that amount of time on this straight alone.
Hawk is going to need so much time now on Armin. Armin's going to be very vulnerable at this stage.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised he didn't go in at the same time as F1 Hawk. I don't quite understand why he would stay out unless he's trying a one-stop strategy, which is a bit ballsy.
He is. but Hawk has got traffic now behind F1 Rock, but he's using every urge to overtake him.
Oh! Was there contact?
No, no contact. That was crucial for him. He needs to make this soft tyre work.
He got by.
Really?
Some authority.
Benny's got now the Rock as well.
Kiwi and Harass into the pit lane. Going to go onto the medium compound of tyre.
I'm very surprised by my teammate going on the soft.
So that means he'll do a medium stint right at the end of the race. That'll be very interesting to see how that pans out. But you're absolutely right. He needs to maximize this stint on the soft tyre. He can't muck around here. If he does, he's just losing time at that stage.
Exactly. To be honest, I would have gone for me, to be honest. Because he's so blindly quick in the end with the new set soft. And that's what everyone's doing at the stage with Benny. I think Benny would want to go on the soft end. Because that's pretty too early for the go on the soft end.
Bruno making a move on Banana Cake Pie. Well, kind of, sort of, maybe. Yes, he gets by. There we go. He's into second place now. The leading car of the medium runners. Bruno, 23. He's not in such a bad position.
2 seconds clear. Benny already, he's gone. And he's 14 seconds behind Alvin already. Regaining, what, at least 5 seconds already.
He's doing a fine job, F1 Hawk. Making that top. Oh, he is too. So he's not doing a one-stop strategy then, unless he goes on to the hard tyre.
I think the hard one is going on. I think he's going to me in here.
Okay, so this was just a stretched out soft stint. So I'm guessing this will be a shorter medium stint for Edmund. Then he'll come back in and put on the softs again. Or is he going to do the audacious thing and stretch it out 19 laps? Ooh,
he can, but he's going to be very vulnerable though. Or Kiwi's going to get...
Kiwi gets him. Oh, but he goes deep into turn 6, then into turn 7. Edmund, he should get DRS, I think.
He will, but Kiwi will get DRS back though. As F1 Hawk got Dammy, that's very crucial. Another important move.
Here we go.
He's really getting the most out of his tyres, so he's doing really well at this stage.
Dammy. How did you get a warning for... What'd you get the warning for?
On the... oh, Jesus, what happened?
Oh!
Dammy crashed. What the...
He straight-lined it and a virtual safety car has been deployed. There he is there.
I don't know what happened there. I was on board on him. He just swerved to the right and just hit the wall. Something disconnected.
Perhaps. But he's out of this race.
But that's going to help Hawk though. Can maintain that. He can save that bit of soft tyres at this moment. As Banana's in the pit.
A wise decision, I feel. Well, it depends how long this virtual safety car stays out for. If it can stay out for a long enough period of time, he might get a solid advantage. Oh, wow.
Oh, no. Banana's on the hard.
I would have went to a set of softs and do 2 soft stints, but okay. Your call, Banana.
That is a big gamble from Banana.
Prezzo having his little moment at the chicane of turns 11, 12 and 13, I just noticed. Oh, and there's Sorrell. So Banana comes out just in front of the Red Bull driver.
This three-way battle with Kiwi, Ahmed and Harass now. At this moment.
No. Now let's have a look-see here. Sorrell is just about to overtake Banana Cake Pie here. Or maybe not. He's staying right behind the gearbox of that Renault. He's going to wait, actually. He's not going to make the move here. He's going to make the move at the chicane of turn 11. Opens DRS again, uses whatever overtake he has left. Banana using his as well. A lovely aerial shot heading towards the chicane. Banana. Oh, contact. Oh, and spin, half spins. And there's Roscoe Arm. He gets by. And he's into 8th place. So a little bit of contact there between Banana and Sorel JB. And Sorel JB comes off second best. He's now down in 9th place behind the Ferrari of Roscoe Arm. Oh dear. Meanwhile, Kick by Kiwi in 4th, Edmund in 5th, Harass in 6th. Another train of 3 cars all jousting it out for position. None of them have penalties as well, so they're all genuinely fighting for position at this stage, of course.
Kiwi is really struggling with medium tyres at this moment.
But,
Harris got the Earth to play with now, so he realised he needs to save a bit.
He's got 50 odd %, Edmund on 16, Kick by Kiwi on 27, so Harass best place out of that. See if they can attack each other down the straightaway. I'm not sure if they will though.
Banana's really pressured by Roscoe and Sir.
Let's see what happens here. DRS open for the Ferrari and the Red Bull. The Renault of Banana Cake Pie a little bit vulnerable. Down the inside goes Roscoe Arm. Makes a move sticking to turn 8. Oh, it parks it on the apex a little bit as well. A bit more contact and spin. Contact as well between Banana and Sorel. So there goes Roscoe Arm spun round at turn 9. And Sorel JB and Banana Cake Pie side by side heading towards turn 11. And Sorel JB comes out on top. Oh, but he locks up a little bit and cuts the corner of turn 12, getting a 3-second time penalty. Has he got an end plate missing? I think he might. Let's have a look. Yes, he does. Oh dear, oh dear. That contact between him and Banana has resulted in front wing damage. He's got an end plate missing on that car. Oh no. Will he come in and get a replace, or will he fight on? And Banana gets by into 7th place. Let's see what Sorel does. Is he staying out? He is going to stay out. I suppose he's got very few options in what he can do, I suppose. Roscoe Arm cutting the pit lane entry. That's a bit harsh.
I think he's going to try to extend to where he can go another set medium rather than go the hard or the soft.
Yeah, I feel like you're right, because if he goes onto the soft tyre, that's too long a stint in this condition. He'll just probably lose too much time. So going to another set of mediums is probably the safest way to go, unless of course he started on the mediums. Did he start on them? No, he started on the softs. Okay.
Bruno's doing really well at front at this moment. He's definitely doing the one pistol.
12 laps on the medium tyre. Will he stretch it to a soft stint?
He could, but he's going to lose a lot of time though. So if he's doing, unless he go too soft, I reckon all gone for too soft. I reckon.
Oh yeah, he does that. He does have that option to do a 2-stop. Just do 2 soft stints in a row. He's staying out though. 12 lap old medium tyres compared to F1 Hawks 5 lap old softs.
He's definitely going to go. He's going to try to extend it to the soft end if he can. But at the same time, he's going to be really expose himself in the end on that soft tyres.
Well, I guess the nice thing is that he's genuinely in first place. Everyone else around him, except for Banana Cake Pie, is going to be making another pit stop, I imagine, in this race, unless someone on the mediums is going to plan to stretch it to the end of the race, which is entirely possible, as F1 Hawk is just overtaken Bruno.
Just cruise past him. I reckon
probably...
Bruno just tried to stick to behind him and just get that DRS.
Absolutely. As hello Battle, how are you going? Oh, Edmund down the inside. He gets the position, a bit of contact though, but Kick by Kiwi should get DRS and does get DRS through turn 10.
But Ahmed's got it, but that's took very long time though, so
Absolutely.
he needs to get him. He needs to get on the move on because he's 10 seconds behind now to Hawk.
But, just looking at the ERS situation, Edmund on 14, Kickback Kiwi on 11, and yeah, Harass doing a good job. Look at that ERS conservation right there.
He's definitely learning from me really well, Harass.
Yeah, you're a freak at that. Pardon my language, but you are seriously freaking good at saving ERS. You are impeccable at it, actually. Probably the best I've seen out of almost anyone, really. Is it just being patient, just not like being tempted to press it so much, just driving the controls better?
It's just really, for me, it's just really judging the right time to use it, really.
Fair enough.
So is it really? I feel it's very pointless. Just keep jabbing it every lap because you're not really gaining a bit, but what's beneficial? The car ahead of you or behind you, even leading the race, you want that bit of earth just in case anything happens. So it's just really just have that little bit extra juice with you, really. So.
Fair enough. Because yeah, I just get so tempted by pushing the L1 button because it's so satisfying to press every so often that I sort of get drawn to it. And I don't tend to save up my ERS particularly well, so I don't have too many resources towards the end. But yeah, looking off you in particular, it's very impressive how well you can conserve ERS and still have fantastic race pace. It's definitely something that a lot of drivers should probably learn for this game, because looking at the two drivers in front of Harass, they definitely look like they have quite a disadvantage compared to the Mercedes, who has a substantial amount of resources on his side. A few more drivers getting penalties too. Oh dear.
But yeah, Harass is playing smart, thinking ahead at this stage, so credit to him.
So
Benny's
we're closing in on 10 to go.
Benny is slowly really going to get involved with 3 cars behind very soon.
Well, those tyres are steadily aging, aren't they? They're about twice as old as Edmund's tyres, and they're almost twice as old as Kickbutt Kiwi and Harass. And actually, Edmund's within a second here, so if he can stay within that second coming through turn 8 into turn 9, maybe he might be able to get DRS here on the following straight. He does. So Benny's fallen back into the clutches of these three, and Benny's got a massive disadvantage with that 3-second time penalty next to his name. He's going to lose out to all three of these guys.
Deep Huey, 10-11. Lose too much time. But now they're going to get hold up once again.
Let's
If
see.
only pitted just one lap earlier, he would have gone ahead of Kiwi.
Through the hotel section. Benny, oh, F1
Bruno's
Hall.
in the pit. Bruno's in the pit.
Oh, so the top two are in. Okay. So Breno has decided to follow F1 Hawk here. This probably is a smart call, but what is he going to go on to? A set of soft tyres to go to the end of the race.
That's not going to work.
That's some stretch. That's 12 laps he's got to do on those things. So
That's pretty, I'd say what he's doing, what Dre did at Mexico, he's going to be very exposed.
at least he doesn't have any penalties next to his name. That's at least one benefit.
And Hot got ahead of traffic as well. Isn't clear. That is perfect time to pit as well.
And he's going to pull away from the two behind. He doesn't have to worry about Sorel and Banana, who are in their own Titanic battle. But now we've got this car park at turn 8, heading through turn 9. Some side-by-side action. Down the back straightaway. They're side by side, Harass and Kick Butt. Harass comes out in front. Harass has dumped a fair amount of his ERS. Look at that. He's now down to 40%. He dumped a lot of it in this short period of time.
Just get ahead of Kiwi. At this moment, Hulk is looking really good at this moment.
Well, he's only about, what, 9 seconds behind this group of 4. And all of these guys have got to do another stop. Well, maybe one will stretch it to the end, but I don't feel like they'll get the wind as Benny goes in. Same with Edmund. No, he doesn't go in. Harass. And Kippa Kiwi stay out as well.
I think Emma's going to stick, try and extend to the soft. They can pit it soft.
Benny onto another set of mediums. He's going to the end of the race on those.
But 8 seconds now, it's hot to the top 3 now. That's going to be a huge job for the top 3 to catch up.
Meanwhile, this top 3 are scrapping it out. Harass has lost a little bit of time to Edmund and he's using a bit of ERS as well. Doesn't really need to use it. Kick Butt Kiwi doesn't have too much in reserve. Oh, it's Harass. Oh, dearie me, he's got a lot of momentum on Edmund here. Through turn 8 into turn 9. Oh, sideways.
A bit rusty as well. He's not going to do Earth, he's going to sit behind and wait for the next lap.
So when do these guys blink? When do they come in for their stops?
Lap 20 or lap 21.
Okay. There's the pit window, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, unless they're going to blink this lap, but I reckon it's better to stay out and have a fresher soft tyre then.
Meanwhile, sort of a 4-way fight for 5th place. Sir LJB, Banana Cake Pie, Breno and Grim Reaper. Oh, it's Breno. Oh, in contact with Banana. Oh dear. And there goes the Williams of Grim Reaper. And Breno's trying to give that the position to Banana. And he holds up the rock a little bit, going underneath the hotel. Oh dear, oh dear. I'm guessing Breno just missed all braking markers there. Just collided with Banana. An unfortunate accident.
Just too ambitious, unfortunately. Just really trying to get past the car as quickly as possible, but that's a bit too much, unfortunately.
Oh, there's a rock and Benny. Looking a bit racy. Benny on those fresh mediums, looking fast. Through turn 4. Into turn 5. Down the inside goes the McLaren. Contact between the two. They're still side by side, heading towards turn 7. Benny has the inside line though. He gets the position. He should get DRS as well, as the DRS detection zone was just before turn 7. But no, he doesn't. Oh no, both drivers get DRS. There we go. But Benny steadily pulls away from the Ferrari, showing his straight line speed. Breno gets past Banana, bit more in a bit more orthodox manner. What's going on here? Harass.
Oh no! Oh no!
Uh-oh. He was in this fight as well. Hopefully, well, I'm certain there were backup invites for everyone, so I'm sure he'll be able to rejoin as soon as possible. But this has taken a massive blow to his chances of a podium in this race. That AI is going to be very slow. Does it pit? Oh dear. Oh, hello.
Yeah, Kiwi's blink. So he's going to go on that soft tyre, most likely.
And Banana Cake Pie just decided to have a meeting with the Armco barrier there. Having a bit of a spin. Harass has rejoined, fantastic.
So he didn't lost. Could have been much worse for Harass. Could have lost a lot more time.
So JB onto a set of soft tyres. Let's go to the end of the race. Kiwi coming out of the pits. And those fresh softs. He's in 8th place. Little ways behind the Ferrari of the Rock. Meanwhile, F1 Hawk is on the back of Harass, who still hasn't connected to his car just yet. Still the AI in control of that thing. And there we go. Drives right through, and there we go. Just as F1 Hawk has just overtaken Harass. He joins back into his car. We'll just have to wait for drivers to cross the start-finish line for the intervals to come back. Right now, there's a battle on for 4th place between Breno and Grim Reaper. Breno is supposedly set to go to the end on those softs, but as OP said, it's going to be an uphill climb for him. Those tyres are going to be shocking towards the end of the race. Reaper, I believe, has to make another stop, unless he's going to stretch those tyres out till the end.
I'm going to stay out again for another lap. Let's go for the one pistol.
I mean, he could be risking it for a win, potentially. I mean, if he pits, he's not going to win this. At least here, he's got track position over F1 Hawk, so he might just risk it.
But he's 7 laps fresher though. And Hawk has got plenty of to play with as well. By the time
Absolutely.
he catch up to. So I think Hawk really got this. Victory in the bag.
And Benny down the inside at turn 5. He's now into P5 in the standings. His next target is Breno 23 on those soft tyres. Sector 1 yellow flags. That's VSR Roscoe Arm having a moment just before turn 2. That's an interesting place to have a moment.
Very unusual. Unless he hit the curb and planted and
perhaps. It's entirely possible. Perhaps he had a moment. Just took out the 100-meter board, Roscoe Arm. That's not very Roscoe Arm of you.
2.5 second already. No, this is definitely a very hard pass for Armin to hold that position.
At the very least, it gives him a shot. And even though he might not be able to hang on to the lead, there is a comfortable margin to Harass, and probably more importantly, a comfortable margin to Breno. So he might just be able to hang on for a podium finish here. I mean, if you look at the mini-map, you can see the yellow arrow of Edmund. You can see the sort of dark blue dot of Breno. There's quite a big distance between the two. So he just might be able to hang on for a podium finish, as Roscoe Arm not having a great day, it seems. Just briefly causing a yellow flag there. But, we got some drivers who are relatively close to each other, but not quite close enough to have a genuine battle just yet. Kiwi on those fresh, soft tyres is now onto the back of Grim Reaper on those 13-lap-old mediums. And look at the amount of corner speed he's able to carry, just right on the back of the Williams. Gets a better exit because of the grippier, fresher tyre, opens DRS, and it's the most elementary overtake we're going to see. Just down the inside, using that DRS, using that straight line speed, and heading into the braking zone at turn 8.
Better caught Breno already.
Oh, look at that. Half a second separating the two. Interesting. I didn't think the soft tyre would wear out that quickly, but I suppose it has. That fresher medium tyre that Benny's got's proving to be just a little bit quicker. And it's also a bit of a help that Benny's got a bit of DRS to play with as well. Very much keeps him within Breno's range.
The big question is to Rose is, can he hold that P3 in from Benny?
He just might be able to, I reckon.
2 can, but yeah.
Through turn 1 go the two leaders.
He's got to be very patient.
He's boxing. Harass is boxing.
Oh jeez, that's very late.
It is. Will he come out in front of Sorel? I think he... or maybe. I think he should. Yeah, he should.
Yeah, but he already lost 8 seconds to Kiwi. It's too late, unfortunately.
F1 Hawk. Behind Edmund. Very simple. Straight past. I'm not sure if Edmund's going to be able to counter-attack. Let's have a look.
He's got no traction. He has to wait in that third gear.
But there we go. Edmund now down into second. F1 Hawk, our new race leader.
And Benny on Bruno, much closer than the last lap.
Where will he look here? He's got DRS, he's got overtake. Breno defending the inside line. Benny around the outside. That was very close. But Benny gets through. He's into third.
Very good judgment from Benny. Did really well. A bit like Mick Schumacher does when he overtakes car drivers around him. Very good judgment. Just closed the door and had no... So that way Bruno had no chance of retail away. To Benny. Very, very good pass.
Now the field has spread out just a little bit. Seem to have a battle for 6th place, potentially between the Rock and Grim Reaper. Breno's still trying to keep in touch with Benny, but those soft tyres are going to deteriorate quite quickly.
Kiwi is coming in fast though.
Gap 2 seconds, you're quite right. He's on electric form at the moment. They're rapidly gaining on the AlphaTauri. And he just might be able to snag 3rd place as well because of Benny's penalty.
What happened to Harass?
He's in the pit lane again. I wonder if he got the glitch that
He's got the same problem?
that Finn got in Tier 3. I wouldn't be that surprised actually.
Actually, you know, actually I saw the tyre was pretty warm when he changed it, so...
Yeah. And typically a tyre isn't that worn after only 1 lap. Oh, hello Breno, down the inside at turn 8. I didn't think you were going to counter-attack. He has. He's got a bit of car speed underneath him. He's not going to give up. And here we go, towards turn 11. Benny around the outside. Can he get it done? They're side by side. They're still side by side. Still side by side through 13. And there's Kiwi in the background. They're still side by side through 14. A bit of contact. Here we go towards turn 15. Then turn 16. These fast right-handers. Then into turn 17. The 90-degree right-hander. And Benny comes out on top just before the hotel section. But now, Kip Butt Kiwi is most certainly in this battle. He is just in behind Breno and Benny coming through the 3rd sector, and if he stays that far away from Breno, he will get DRS on the next lap. So this is turning into a 3-way fight for 3rd place. Absolutely fantastic stuff. And in the background, Banana only 1 second behind Harass, of course, after making that 2nd pit stop. I just wonder if he had a similar thing to what happened to Finn. He saw that he was still on worn tyres, so he had to come back in.
It must be on race tyres. It was on...
Maybe.
It has to, because that's not... If it wasn't, then he would continue on. Even on the new set of soft tyres for qualify, he'll be fine.
Absolutely. That's very, very interesting.
Very unfortunate for Harass tonight, but at the same time, he kind of misjudged the strategy as well. A bit too late, unfortunately. Soft tires.
And that disconnect definitely didn't help his causes, but we can't do too much about that really.
Or Kiwi
looking racy, that's what he's looking like. Oh, he's right on the back of the gearbox of Breno. A nice front wing camera view there. Got to see nice and close to that AlphaTauri's gearbox. Heading through the 3rd sector. Each driver separated by no greater than 7.5 tenths of a second. Underneath the hotel.
Benny needs to really get that DRS going, so he can pull that 4th pace between himself and Kiwi at this stage.
Because definitely Kiwi is the one to worry about. And it appears as if Benny might be losing 2 positions here if these two manage to keep up with him or even overtake him towards the dying laps of or towards the end of the race. So although it's been a fantastic drive from the McLaren driver, it's looking like a 5th place finish rather than a podium. The penalties do be like that. You have to try and not get them. It's very crucial that you don't, particularly in situations like this. But Breno, does he have DRS? No, he doesn't. But he's still gaining on Benny here, so Breno's got good straight line speed, it seems.
Kiwi's really...
Uses overtake, opens DRS. Does he switch off overtake? No, he keeps it on. He wants this now. Oh, but Breno keeps him at bay. It also helped that Breno managed to get back within DRS range when coming through turns 8 and 9, so...
Yeah, that's not going to help Benny cause. They don't need it.
Oh, in the pit lane, he's had enough. That becomes retirement number 4 here at Yas Marina. F1 Hawk just crossed the line just now, so we have 2 laps remaining in this race.
What a race from Hawk.
He's done a superb job, and
my prediction was correct for tonight.
well, we have 2 laps left, Sunshine. Don't pull the trigger too early. You never know. You never know. It's a long lap here at Yas Marina as well. So let's just say he's doing a good job right now. He's got a 7.5 second margin to Edmund, so he's quite comfortable. But he cannot afford to make a mistake. If he does, it might be catastrophic.
Very true. But tonight he looked very bulletproof tonight. Compared to his other race. So really, something's really clicking tonight around this track for him.
And if he does manage to pull this off, would this be his first victory in Tier 2? I think it just might be.
It will be. He was very close to that Paul Ricard.
Absolutely. Was I there for that? Ooh, I was there for that. Because I know I was away for a few weeks sort of in the mid-season as I had to travel to Sydney. But, it's been a fine performance from F1 Hawk and from Edmund as well. They've been sort of...
Kiwi!
Oh, hello. Bit of contact. But,
very aggressive for Kiwi.
I'm sure Breno will retaliate. I'm certain. But look at that margin open up. 2.3 seconds now between Benny and Kickbutt. If these two aren't careful, they just might lose out on a podium place here at Abu Dhabi. The final lap has started. The final 5.5 kilometers of this season has just begun. But now the battle for the final podium place. The gap is 2.4 seconds.
This question is, does Kiwi's got a bit of tyre left in it?
We'll have to wait and see. This lap will tell us everything, and he's not gaining massively. In fact, he's losing time to the McLaren.
Oh.
And Breno, I reckon he's not just going to sit willy-nilly in 5th place. He's going to attack. Probably not at turn 8 though, because he'll leave himself vulnerable. Yeah, absolutely. He just needs to be a bit patient here.
Oh, he's using it. No, that's not going to be...
Oh, but look at the gap. Increased to almost a second between Kiwi and Breno. Oh, he's out to VRS. Dear me.
But he needed a really strong last sector.
2.5 seconds. It's hovering around 2.5. Users overtake again. Does kick by Kiwi. Banana Cake Pie, a 3-second time penalty. So that gap 2.3 now. Now this is the critical sector. This is where this final podium place will be won or lost for either driver is through here. Meanwhile, going underneath... Oh, Spenny! He has spun at turn 14! Unbelievable drama on the final lap. Meanwhile, a superb drive from F1 Hawk. He will cross the line in 1st place to take the win here at Abu Dhabi. Edmund will come home in a fine 2nd place. And Kickbutt Kiwi will come home in 3rd. Breno just in behind in 4th. But that is an unfortunate set of circumstances for Benny MC. It might have been a podium, but just got on the throttle a wee bit early. The car stepped out, and here comes 7th and 8th. Down the inside. Spin for Reaper! No. Oh, here we go. Crossing the line. Who gets it? Reaper does, just. He gets 6th place in the end. Dearie me. Sorrell in 7th. Benny MC in 7th. Sorrell in 8th. Harass. An unfortunate 9th place there. Not exactly the send-off that the former defending champion was looking for. A Banana Cake Pie doing some donuts. because why not? Well, he's on for a point, so he'll be pretty happy with that.
As Lockheed's going to finish on the wet tyres.
Hey, why not?
And he crashed. But what a drop. But what a drive from F1 Hog. What a drive tonight.
Oh, and there goes the Stone Towel. He'll actually get 10th place. Banana doesn't want it. He just wants to do donuts. Unfortunately, there's no smoke. I wish there was, but there's no smoke.
That'd be great.
And then here comes Lockie. Oh, actually,
He's gonna do the same thing.
surely he
He's gonna do
would.
the same thing.
Surely he would. Got in neutral, he puts it into first gear and proceeds to do a few circles himself. Well, what a nice year it has been in this Pacific Series on Race Spec Esports. The championships were decided somewhat long ago, but still it doesn't take away what a fantastic season it has been. And eventually we'll get these two to cross the line and we'll get the unofficial results. But to just look over the championship just briefly, how many different winners we had? We had GeForce Dre, we had yourself, OP, Curving Texas, a race winner. Harass, did he end up winning a race? No, he didn't. That's unfortunate.
Kuda did.
Kuda, Kickbutt Kiwi,
And now F1 Hawk.
F1 Hawk. Oh, and GeForce Server at Baku. He got a win.
That's right.
So that's 7 different winners over the course of this season. That is not bad at all. Season 2 was pretty good stuff, I must say. We had something in the realms of 12 different winners over the course of that season. Here we have 7. But still, it was an absolutely fantastic season. Breno given driver of the day. A fine
Fully
performance. Finished in 4th place, a solid result for him.
Surprised the soft tyre holder at the end.
Yeah, he did well, and he was competitive as well. He wasn't off the pace. He was keeping up. He was fighting, so he did well to manage that soft tyre. But this man did a superb job. F1 Hawk to take his first victory on the final round of the championship. Edmund in 2nd place. Edmund could have been on for a few victories this season.
Definitely at Austin or Mexico.
Austin was a big one, and unfortunately lost out on. But a fine 2nd place performance. Qualifying on pole, he'll take that for sure. He'll take that pole position. Finishing in 2nd place, it was a solid result. Kickbutt Kiwi in 3rd place, a solid result for him as well. Some good battles towards the end as well. It was really entertaining to watch. Breno from 13th to 4th. No wonder the game gave him driver of the day. That's 9 positions gained. A fantastic performance. The Rock in 5th, Grim Reaper in 6th. Benny MC, oh dear. The night that he has had, it was looking good, and then, well, with a few corners to go, it just all went away with him. Sorrell in 7th, Harass in 9th, and the Stone Towel rounds out the finishes in 10th. Well, I think that.
I'd like to say good recovery from Reaper and Roscoe on the first lap spin.
Oh yeah, the Rock and Roscoe are spinning out on the first lap. Both Ferraris spinning out. What a great deal of irony that was. In the real world and in the virtual world, the Ferraris just seem inseparable, it seems. But
especially when you got Benotto on the pit wall.
Absolutely. Well. And we get to see how Carlos integrates himself into the team, which will be very, very interesting indeed. But
I reckon he'll be really good for Ferrari. Be a good challenge for players as well.
Absolutely. But I reckon that might conclude this stream and this championship season. 7 different winners across 19 rounds. GeForce Dre crowned champion. He was crowned champion all the way back at Suzuka, if I remember correctly. It was a superb championship from him. It wasn't quite the sort of massive grand finale race that we might have hoped for, just going off the competitiveness and qualifying. But it was still a half decent race. I have seen worse races around Abu Dhabi. This was definitely better than all the real world races put together, really, around Abu Dhabi. It was a fine race indeed. But,
really good. But yeah, tonight really good. I was really surprised by the pace of Hulk tonight and really gambled that soft tyres in the end. But yeah, everything just gone his way really tonight.
But I think that just about wraps it up. I'd just like to say thank you very much, OP Magic, for joining me. It's about time I had a buddy in here. It's always nicer to have an extra pair of eyes watching over the racetrack. I mean, I might be good at what I do, but I can't capture everything. So thank you very much for your assistance and your expertise as well. It's very, very much appreciated.
It's been a big pleasure tonight, Smeggy. I really enjoyed commentary with you and spectating the race tonight.
Well, I hope you've learnt a thing or two sitting here, advancing your skills in the comm box. Perhaps we might see you again next season if the opportunity arises.
Maybe I decide to do more commentary instead than racing.
You're a pretty good racing driver though, so I wouldn't give up on that just yet. So
unless I was in Tier 1, then I would definitely. That's different stuff.
But I think that will conclude this series. It has been a fantastic journey that we've all been on throughout these 19 rounds. Some up and down moments, some moments of triumph, some moments of tragedy, as we just witnessed there for poor Benny MC on the dying corners of the race, just losing out. A potential podium right there. He would be absolutely gutted with that. But it's been a fantastic season, and it's been a pleasure to commentate for these guys. Again, these guys quite simply do not disappoint. It's been absolutely fantastic. But it's not quite over for me though just yet, and I reckon everyone still watching better hear this. Tomorrow in Australia, but it's about, what's the time now? 10 o'clock, so 14 hours away. It is the season finale for the Tier 1 Americas series that I will be streaming, and it is going to be the most epic finale ever. I thought America's series last season was nuts. This is a completely different level. This is a scenario. A total of 6 points with 1 round remaining. That's how insane it is. It literally means winner takes all, because the gap between first and second is 7 points. So if the guy in fourth wins, he gets the championship.
That's crazy.
That's how ridiculous it is over in the Americas tier, and I recommend watching that race because it's going to be an epic finale at Abu Dhabi.
14 hours you said for tomorrow?
14 hours. So for Australian time, it's about 12 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. For people over in the States, I think it's something like 8 or 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, or Eastern Standard Time, rather. So it's going to be a fairly good race, I imagine. 4 drivers separated by 6 points with 1 round remaining. It's going to be absolutely nuts. But until then, I've been the Smeg, my co-commentator for tonight, OP Magic. Thank you very much again. And we'll see you all, hopefully, in 14 hours for that season finale over in the Americas too. But if you aren't able to watch that, thank you so much for watching throughout this wonderful season. And have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And for the final time, good night.
Good night indeed.